So I'm going to start with removing of the caliper. So this is going to be a 14mm bolt.
Let's go get VR.
That's the second one.
Stressful circumstances. And my friend Michael Muller, who's a very accomplished.
Okay, then we're going to have to remove those three bolts holding the fender. That's all three removed. Then we're going to have to remove that one there, which is a 10mm bolt. It's just a nut, so that will allow us to remove that bracket here. And now let's repeat this on the other side. Okay, here, so on the right hand side you're going to have to remove this little bracket here that is held by that grommet in the fender. Okay, and then you're going to have to remove this ABS sensor. So this is held by two 8mm little bolts. And that's two. I've removed the caliper holding bolts. Okay, and I've also removed those bolts holding the fender. So now I should be able to remove the fender. At that point you'll be able to remove the calipers. They might be stuck there a little bit, so if you just get a hammer and punch them here a couple of times with the soft side of the hammer, you'll loosen up the calipers enough to get them off the discs. So there we go, that's the first one, and I'll do the same on the other side. Next you're going to have to loosen up those pinch bolts here, which I've already done. Those are 10mm bolts. There's going to be two on the other fork as well, so don't forget about that. Next I'm going to have to remove this 22mm bolt, which I got loosened just a moment ago. Okay, comes out. A couple of things to do here from the top. So first of all I'm going to have to loosen up those fork caps. Those are 24mm caps. Okay, next step is going to be loosening up the pinch bolts in the handlebars. We're going to have to loosen up those pinch bolts here on the side, and I can tell you this is a 12mm socket to do this. Same on the other side. That's loosened up. Now removing the wheel. So I've got my VFR on the center stand, and I've also got a jack there under the engine supporting it, so hopefully that's going to be enough. The bolt on the other side is unscrewed, so now I'm just going to remove the spindle here. Now I'm going to have to remove 4 bolts, which are ultimately holding the forks to this bottom yoke. So it's those two there and those two there, and I'm not going to be removing the side fairings, so for that reason I'm going to use a 12mm spanner. You can still get pretty decent access there to turn it, and I just got them loose a moment ago, so now it's just a matter of getting those very loose. So everything is loosened up enough to get those forks out, but unfortunately they're stuck in. So what you can do is just spraying some WD-40 on the fork tube, and then put that 22mm socket at the top here and just tap it with a mallet a couple of times, and that's going to be driving the fork down. Right, so now 22mm socket, and just unscrew the top cap. This will expose this plastic collar on which you have to put that tool in order to push it down and expose the nut. And so we've got those holes here, so put the tool in and screw in those threads in there. So this will look something like that. Have a look. There we go. Now you're going to have to press this down in order to put this plate in to expose the nut. Right, so what you need to do is you need to put this stopper just below that nut there, and then using a 14mm spanner on the nut and 17mm spanner on the cap, you simply unscrew the cap. You can also use a rubber band to keep that flap in place, because it just keeps rattling and falling down, which is irritating. And now you'll be able to simply disassemble that fork. There we go. Alright, up next you're going to remove the spring, and notice the spring is mounted with the narrower end towards the top. Oil drained, so now I'm going to remove the dust seal, and I'm going to use a small screwdriver and delicately pry it off. So what you're going to notice inside there's going to be a securing ring. Gently lift it off. That's the one. That's what it looks like. And then I'm going to be able to two parts together. Now to remove the seal and the rest of that here, you're going to have to get that bush off. So in the middle of it there's going to be a place where you pry it slightly. That way you just pull it out. That is necessary to drive the new seal in. So let's now remove all the parts. That's the next one. Then you've got this and your old seal. I'm going to put the new dust seal on. It's a little bit tight, but I've put some oil on it, so it should... There we go. And then I'm going to put my new fork seal on. So to protect it, I'm going to use this plastic bag here. The thing is, if you didn't use that, you would probably tear this seal on those rough edges of the fork tube. That way, you'll be able to just slide it. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the bag. The next element that was on was this metal collar. Then we of course had this bush here, and finally we had this Teflon bush, which snaps here into place. There we go. It snaps into place. Now we're going to attempt driving of that fork seal in there, and I'm going to be using this special tool designed to drive the seals into their grooves. And let's hammer it. It's a pretty cool tool because it's got those sliding bushes here, so you're not damaging the fork tube, but you're nicely driving this seal down. Okay. And as you can see, the seal is down there. At that point, you'll be grabbing this securing clip to put it in. It will want to pop out, unfortunately, but at some point it will go in. Yeah, there we go. So at that point I'm going to be putting the dust seal on. So this is easy, just simply press it in. Alright, so now the fork is pretty much compressed, and what we need to do is simply pour half a litre of oil in there. So let's do it now. Right, we've got the oil in. Now what we need to do is extend the fork. Just cover the top of your hand and compress it slowly, and you'll feel resistance. And repeat this action 3 times. Alright, so next just fish out your rod from inside, and what you're going to have to do is just pump it up and down, probably about like 10-12 times to pump this oil through a little bit. Alright, next you're going to have to measure your spring to make sure it's still within service limits. So as you can see, my spring is 23.5 centimeters and the service limit is 22.8, so this is okay. Okay, once you've got the oil in, you would measure the height of the meniscus. So the service manual mentions 16 centimeters, but I didn't fully disassemble my forks, so I imagine if I have something like 14.5, it's going to be just fine. Time to reinstall the spring, so the narrower end is at the top, the bigger end at the bottom. Don't forget that rod which goes inside the damper rod. On top of the spring you're putting this washer. Okay, so as you can see, I got the collar compressed and I've got this nut exposed, and to be honest with you, this is not something you can do on your own. You have to have somebody who will literally put this tool in place under the nut. So in my case that was my wife. Now I can comfortably put the nut on. Those two against each other, so the bottom one is a 14mm, the top one is a 17mm. There we go. They're tight against each other. So now it's just time to screw the cap back on. Right, so now reinstalling the forks back in. If somehow you had trouble with putting them in the yokes, you can just ram a screwdriver in the gap in the yokes to open it up a little bit, and then the forks will just go in easy peasy. I'm just gonna get those bolts snug by hand. Now the nut goes on the outside. Right, so the mud guard goes back on. Right, so just making sure the mud guard is nice and secured.
And he's got this whole center of mass on it. And then I also just see, I think it's to look at.
Alright, so the only thing I haven't torqued up with the torque wrench is those bolts there on the bottom yoke, and that is because the axis is so shit I wouldn't be able to put my torque wrench there. So I've done it by hand, but those need 27 Newton meters, so just get them tight enough and you're good. Okay, so let's torque it up to spec. That one there needs 22 Newton meters. And for this we need 45 Newton meters. That's 45. That's 45. That's 45. And that's 45. Now time for the pinch bolts. Those are about 20 Newton meters. 20 and 20 and 20 and 20. And that concludes the job.